Hi everyone, thank you so much for purchasing the Halloween kit from Mini Album Scraps. And anyway, this album was a lot of fun. I'm going to try to do it really quick to show you how I put this together. Now, my covers are going to be, when you get them, are going to be cut an 1/8 inch larger than your pages. So, the album is an 8 by 8, so the pages are 8 by 8, but the cover is going to be 8 and an 1/8 inch by 8 and an 1/8 inch. So what you're going to want to do is on your pages, I measured my hole for the eyelets going 1 1/4 inch up and then a 1/2 inch over. And I came 1 1/4 inch down from the top and a 1/2 inch over from the side and marked for my holes. Then when I got ready to do my covers, I simply just eyeballed, because all you're going to have is a 1/16 of an inch on each side, and I just kind of eyeballed it so I had the same amount hanging over, and then I marked for my holes that way. Then also in the album you're going to have a smaller page, and it is going to be an 8 by 6 1/4, and so to mark my holes on that page, this is what I did. I simply eyeballed it once again and kind of made it look like I had the same hangover on each side there, and then I just brought it to the edge and I marked my holes with a pencil. And then that way I knew exactly where to set my eyelets, because you don't want to get too far off your page because you're going to have your eyelets come off the page. So make sure that you've centered it, you know, with your page here before you punch your holes. Then all I did was stamp over the die cut. I placed the die cut on here, and it'll already be cut just like this. It's already 8 inches. I already had my book bound and everything, so I just clipped a little piece there, and I set mine over the eyelet when I set it on. Then I just stamped here and placed it on top of my die cut. Then on this page here, all the way through the book, anytime you see a photo mat of the wallet size, they're going to be cut 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 in the outer part of it, and then my inner mat is a 4 by 3, and they're all cut that way. So here I simply just made a little flip book here for a photo mat, and it is an 8 1/2 by 3 1/4, and I scored it in the middle on the 8 1/2 inch side. I scored it right at 4 1/4, so that made it half. And then my green is a 3 by 4, and then the image here, all I did was cut it out, put it on some orange cardstock, and cut around it. But as you do it, just measure a 1/4 inch larger than whatever tag or image that you've cut out. Just measure what you're putting it on a 1/4 inch larger, and just keep layering a 1/4 inch larger each time you're putting it on a different color. Then here I just simply tied some jute. I took the adage ticket here, and I added this little ticket for some strength on the bend. I stamped October 31st on some cream cardstock and put it in there, and then here I've just used the little leaf stamp there and put it on the little die cut tag. Okay, and then this here I did pop dot this up on 2 ends and then left the center open. This page here, what I have done is you're going to want 2 pieces of cardstock, now both black. I just kind of did the craft one to kind of show you what I had done. Now for the flip photo mat, it is a 6 1/4 by 8 1/2. It's scored in the middle on the 8 1/2 inch side. It's scored at 4 1/4, and then that will give you a mat for a 4 by 6 photo. And then the same way with this, just layer it a 1/4 inch bigger each time, each color that you use. Now once you have your little black folded piece cut, then you're going to want to cut another piece that's black that measures 5 by 6 1/4. Now what I did was I simply took my folded booklet here, I adhered it or sticky stripped it on the back side here on both sides and the bottom. And then when I put it on my 5 by 6 1/4 inch piece, that caused me to have a pocket. Okay, then when you do stick this on though, be sure to align it really well so that it doesn't look like it's two pieces. You just want it to look like it was all one piece. Then you want to take this little runner, your sticker runner there, and you want to put it on the top just kind of like I did here. And I run mine behind though. I didn't whack it off right here. I kind of run it behind so that it didn't look like it had just been chopped off. Then I placed my eyelets, marked the with pencil for my holes 3/4 inch in each side. Now mine ended up measuring 3/8 inch down from the top, but now yours may not. All I wanted to do was look like it was centered in the sticker part of it. So that's what I did. Then I took and I sticky stripped both sides and the bottom once again, and then I went ahead and adhered it on there. Now you're going to have to tie your twine, but you know you should still be able to get in there and tie your twine, or you can tie your twine before you stick it down, whichever is easier. But anyway, then I took and I set my eyelets here. They actually go in a 1/2 inch down from the top, and they are an inch and a half over each side. So, well, I have it here. I have it as 1 1/4 inches. So, 1 1/4 inches from the sides and a 1/2 inch down from the top. And that's how you set these eyelets in, the little ones. Then I just tied the twine, like I said. I tied twine around here, the same piece of twine, and just run it and looped it and tied it up here. And then it just looks like it's hinged. Then here are my mats, which are the general mats that I told you about just a second ago. Just make them that size and added a tab. I stamped 3 tags there, and then they just set in the top pocket, and then these set in behind. Okay, this page here, I used a Tim Holtz clip, and it is just a band that I made here. This is a photo mat for 6x4 photo. It is in the black, it is a 6 1/2 by 4 1/2, and in the orange it is a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then the back I just left it plain and put the tab on it. Here are the 3 little tags that I cut out of the paper. And then on my burst I used a black, orange, and purple, and I staggered them so that you could kind of see each burst there. And my band here is a 8 by 3 is the purple, and a 2 by 7 1/2 is the orange. Now when I went to put my black pleated trim on, I brought it up about 1/4 inch from the edge of the purple. And if you want to get it even, if you'll measure up with your ruler 1/4 inch on each end and then just draw you a light line, then you'll pretty well get it even on there. And then I actually put my orange on after I had the pleated trim on the purple, so that way I centered my orange there and it looked like it was spaced evenly. Then on this page here I used 3/4 inch grosgrain ribbon, and I tied it same way with the eyelets. They're going to come in the exact same way that you did the others. And I tied a bow there. My mat is a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Added the little die cut bat there, or a cat. I wanted it to look silhouetted to the mat. And then here I've added one of the little Tim Holtz pins, just the adage ticket, a piece of cream on there. Kind of distressed it, backed it in on some black cardstock there and distressed it. Here, this pocket here, you can make yours any size that you want to. But what I had done is I chose my image that I wanted to put here, whether it was this or if you stamp something, and each layer just cut it a 1/4 inch bigger until you get it as big as you want your pocket to be. Now I did set mine up on foam tape, and I layered my foam tape 3 times so that it was raised up enough to hold my little envelopes here. And these are just the die cut envelopes, these are, and then I added another adage ticket. I used my little ones this time to kind of make a pull tab. And then they just set in the pocket like that. Okay, then this page here is the smaller page that I was telling you about. I've made 3 little hanging mats here, and they are an 8.5 by 3 1/4, scored in the middle once again. On the 8.5 inch side, you're going to score it at 4 1/4, so that way that you have 2 wallet size photo mats on the inside, and one, you know, if you want to use it on the back. I put the little stickers on the back. My stamped image here is a 3 by 4, and I made sure that when I cut it, that I cut it down far enough that my ribbon didn't get in my cat's head there. So now this here I've just cut out of the pad the little gate. I did back it in some black cardstock so that it would be a little sturdier. My band is a 2.5 inch by 8 inch. And then, like I said, just back it in a little bit of black cardstock. You can't even hardly see it. I just cut it for sturdiness is all I did. And then that is that page. Then here on this page I have just tons of tags because I just cut out all of them that I had left. And this little booklet here is a 5 by 3 3/4 inch. It's scored on the 5 inch side at 2.5 to make it small. And then all I did was just cut a couple of little things out of my cream cardstock to put in there for pictures or journaling. And I did stamp a couple of tags there and tied some baker's twine on it. And then the rest are just the tags. Now for my pocket, and this is an attached pocket, so they're not going to go through like the band does. It is an 8 by 3 1/2. And then you can see here underneath I kept this much of the black because I wanted to not be able to see this checkered through my pleated trim. So when you go to set your border, this little cat border on from the sticker set, bring it up, bring the bottom of it up 1 1/4 inches. And then I just run my pleated trim right along the little checkered part of the border there, the sticker border. And then I fussy cut this out of the paper. And then this here page here, this is a die cut bag, and when I got it all put together, and I just kind of squished it down so that it wasn't popped up real tall. I added 3 of the bats to silhouette the page, added some baker's twine here between my eyelets, and then I used a 3 by 4 just black photo mat here. I did use the little spider charm there on my Hauntings tag. The lace I just hot glued in, cut it just a little wider than my chipboard tag so that I could kind of fold it under on each side so you didn't see it. And like I said, I just hot glued it in. Here is my stamped images, and I did add from the chipboard tags that little one there. Added some of the little burlap on the bag. I even distressed it. The little pumpkin paper there I used, I distressed it. Added a little tag from the sticker sheet. Tied that one in some of that red or orange crushed velvet ribbon. This page here, I set this up about 1/2 inch, this mesh bling here, centered it on the page, stickled one of the larger bats, My photo mat here is a 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And this here I just hot glued it on, and I think I put some pop dots also to get it popped up just a hair, and then hot glued the pop dots down so that it wouldn't come up. It looks like it's just tied on this other back side of the twine there that I run through those eyelets. Here is just a little mat. These I've added the little Tim Holtz little baby clip there. These I just hand cut out of the paper, and they can just be stuck on there with the Tim Holtz clip. Now this page here, both my photo mats are 4 by 3. I just cut this little image out and then cut my black that I backed it in just a 1/4 inch larger. These little booklets here are a 6 by 3, and on your 6-inch side you're going to score it at 3, so your little booklet ends up a 3 by 3 here. I just did 2 of them just the same way, and I did add the little Tim Holtz clip there. And then here is the back of the album. Then for my binding, I'm going to show you how I kind of did that. What I did was I took a piece of twine and I just ran it through all of my pages, just like that. And then when I had it all through my pages, I just took it, and you want to tie it loosely because you don't want to have your binding too tight. So this is kind of what I did. After I had it through all the pages and my covers, I tied it like so. And you're going to see you have a loop here. What I did was I just clipped that loop, and then of course clipped this. So it looks like I have 4 pieces of twine in my binding. You can see I have 4 pieces of twine. And then I took that burlap, and I had one long piece of burlap, and the only piece that I'd cut off of it was what I put on that die cut bag on that one page. But what I had left, I just simply folded in half and cut it so that I had 2 even pieces to tie on my binding. So once I have this tied on, my twine, I took my burlap, and I don't have another piece of burlap to show you, but I took my burlap and I just simply tied it over the twine like that. And then what it had done is it just gives you, this looks like this. And that's where I clipped the loop. You see I have 4 pieces there. And you can see my binding is kind of loose. But I want it that way because when you go to start putting your pictures and things in, your book is going to grow. So anyway, this is exactly how I put this together. If you have any questions, be sure to just message me at Mini Album Scraps, and I'll be glad to answer any questions or something you didn't understand. So anyway, thank you so much.